Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. So what I wanted to do for you today is do a full face of makeup with zero artificial lighting. I've done a few of these before and I'll explain like my whole lighting setup and everything like that. So you can see, and I'll turn my lights off one by one so you can see the effect that each light has on me sitting here. And then what we'll do is just sit here and do my makeup with no artificial lighting whatsoever. Just before we get into that today though, I just want to say a huge thank you to Pretty Little Thing for sponsoring this video. They sell beauty products on Pretty Little Thing. So all the products that I'm using today have very kindly been gifted to me from them. I chose which ones I wanted to use and I think I chose pretty wisely. And I of course will link every single product down below for you so you can go ahead and check them out yourself. Also don't forget to subscribe to Pretty Little Thing's YouTube channel. I will link that below also for you so you can go ahead and check it out. Okay, so let me take you through my lighting setup right now. I'm going to film on my phone so you can see. So my desk is a mess, sorry. So I have my ring light just here, right in front of me. I have my monitor, which is here, and then I have a big light here and a big light, and of course behind me I have all my other stuff, my other lights and things like that. So there's just like a light on the ground that makes all this purple. There's a light behind this cabinet here, and then those are my lights. There's two lights hidden behind that book there that point up. And each light is on for a reason, has an effect on the way, you know, the skin looks, everything like that. Okay, so let's turn off my lights. Let's start with the background first. The reason I changed my background is because I used to face this way when I had my plain wall. Do you remember my plain wall? That was just color. So I would be facing this way. But I found out the video kept focusing and changing color, and I looked really orange and purple and blue in some videos. So I needed to incorporate natural lighting. So I'm sitting right across from a mirror, a window, which you saw in that video. And then the reason I put so much stuff in the background and different color lights is so that my camera could focus. I don't know. It just made it, I don't know. Someone could probably explain that. Okay, so let's turn off the lights behind me. Oh, so that was just my neon bat. So they're the lights off behind me. And see how that instantly changes like my skin tone almost and changes everything up. Let's turn off. Oh, I need to physically turn off the ones in front of me, otherwise my camera's going to turn off. So, side light off. Another side light off. And now can you see how much more detail on my skin you can see as well? Like you can see like redness, and you can see that I have a few more blemishes around here. You can see maybe pores a little bit more. So these side lights here are blurring out some of that. It's just like softening the look of my skin. Yes, let me turn off my ring light in front of me. And this is me in 100% natural lighting. So what you're seeing in my eyes now is a reflection of my window. I wonder if I should open my blind a little bit. So just so you can see now, all my lights are turned off and we just have window. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's start with a primer first. And this is the NYX Studio Perfect Photo Loving Primer. Now I chose this primer without thinking. I do not like silicone-based primers on the oily parts of my skin. So I'm actually just gonna use this on areas where I don't get as oily. Now here's the benefits for a silicone-based primer, right? You can see, first of all, it mattifies my skin. I would absolutely use this like by itself to kind of like give the appearance of a smoothed out skin. And like if there's some areas you want to mattify, here's how a silicone-based primer works, right? A lot of people think it like absorbs oil because oil like disappears, but it's almost like a layer on top of your skin that oil can disperse itself evenly across so it doesn't gather in one area. So it's not like it's making your skin completely oil-free. It's just like dispersing that oil evenly so it doesn't gather in one place and look super shiny in one place. This one is actually quite nice. It feels like it's actually sunk into the skin, which is a relief because sometimes they just sit on top and do nothing. I'm actually going to do my eyes first like always, and when I saw this I was actually really excited because I didn't realize that Pretty Little Thing have their own eyeshadow, and this is the 42 shade palette. There are like loads of brands on Pretty Little Thing, but when I saw their own one, and I love a big palette like this, I always think it's really good value for money when you can get loads and loads of eyeshadows. Okay, so this is a bit of a challenge for me because there aren't that many purples, and you know me and purple, I'm like, okay, I need to use purple. When was the last time I did purple though? Let me just check because I feel like it's been a long time. Guys, it's been like 2 weeks. Okay, let's do like a pinky dark look. Sorry. So let's start off with this shade here. It's called, what? PLT Pink? Polite Pink? I don't know. Pretty Little Thing Pink. That's stupid. That was stupid. Okay, let's give this a go. Good pigment. Beautiful. Blends on really, really well. Should we do a halo eye today? So the reason I wanted to do this today with the lights and everything like that is I've done them before and it was like fine, but recently a lot of people have been tagging me in videos or sending me links to people's YouTube videos being like, oh, they're using a filter. And I kind of look at these videos and I'm like, you know what, it's actually just their lighting is making everything look nice and smooth. So I did just want to like kind of explain like the things you can do with lighting, you know? Oh no, I winged this out and I'm meant to be doing a halo. Okay, that's fine. We'll do a winged halo. That primer's actually done really well. It just feels like my skin now, but smoother. I do like NYX though. NYX have some really, really great products. And here's a situation again with lighting, is how like this lighting I can kind of control the pigmentation of products on camera, because I'm looking at this in real life and it looks slightly deeper than what I'm seeing on my monitor and on my camera. So even my camera is trying to make up for the lack of professional lighting, you know. Okay, let's go for the shade Too Sweet, which is this kind of medium pinky here. Oh. That is Barbie pink. These are really, really nice shadows, really nice. They have pigmentation, they blend easy. So far, it's easy to build up on top of each other. You know me when I try eyeshadows. Am I sitting really low down? Is that it? I can see my mirror properly. I like to be able to build up my color, as you should be able to with eyeshadow. Yeah, I like these a lot. Why do I keep thinking my camera's there? So I want to mix two colors to do like a darker outside. We're going to do Crush on You and Revel Rose here. Give them a little mix together and create like a deep burgundy pink. The thing with not having my lights on is I actually can't see anything because my mirror's down there and I'm trying to see what I'm doing and I can't. Okay, so that color isn't actually too dissimilar. So let's go for Revel Rose. That's better. I was looking to build up. Oh, whoopsie. Whoopsie. I was going to build up the shape I want first, and then I'll blend that out. It's like a dying rose. That's the kind of look we're going for. Coming to the end of summer. Wait, do roses grow out of summer? I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, then I want to take Pretty Glow, which is here. This is actually pinker than it's showing up on camera. It kind of looks a little bit more silvery gold on camera there. And let's just do a little bit right in the down the middle here. Yes, it just catches it like a spotlight. That's beautiful. So just before we finish up under the eyes, I'm going to go to concealer. And this is one I've used before. And so when I saw it on their website, I was like, yeah, I have to buy that again because it was so nice. It just kind of blurred the skin. And this is Wet n Wild's Photo Focus Concealer Corrector. I love this one because it kind of just blurred ever so slightly. And I'm using a shade. I've chosen a shade that is perhaps maybe one shade deeper than my skin tone because I want to naturally color correct with it. So in natural lighting, I know we see online a lot of time people color correcting with orange and things like that, and it's quite difficult to cover up in natural light. However, if you just use a tone under the eye, depending on the depth or the deepness of your under eye, like if they're quite dark, then absolutely go ahead and use a color corrector. But if they're just slightly deep and you just want to do a light color correction, if you go for a shade that is one shade darker than my skin tone, because they're not really that dark at all, 1 to 3 shades deeper, then you're naturally going to get this color balance. You see, now it doesn't look too dark on my skin because it's like leveling itself out with the deepness under my eye and making it look like a brighter color. And that is like naturally color correcting, Not colour correcting as in putting loads of product on, but colour correcting as in actually correcting the colour. So you can see that it has a very slight pinker tone though in comparison, but we can take our foundation a little bit higher, not all the way up, and kind of correct that. Let's do under the eyes first though, because that's also going to help. Gonna add a shine into that inside corner. Oh, that looks great on top of the pink. Okay, so for foundation, I thought I'll try the Maybelline Superstay Active Wear. Not that I'm very active. 30-hour foundation. 30 hour. Have you ever worn your foundation for 30 hours? Let me know. I'm gonna try this shade. I do have 2 more in case I need to mix or, you know, do whatever. That's okay, right? Yeah. So it's going to neutralize my redness with it. But here's the deal as well, especially in real lighting. In artificial lighting, you can kind of get in a way with having a slight mismatch. But with real lighting, of course, it's going to show everything. The thing is, with artificial lighting, is it makes the video better quality. It makes a video production quality, whereas it's not necessarily. It isn't necessarily real life good quality. You know, this is really nice. I really like this foundation. Oh, wow. So I usually have you know me with my pores on my nose. I usually have a bit of a struggle around my nose here, but I don't know if you can see. I wonder if it's that primer. Maybe it's that primer. Maybe I've been bad-mouthing slippery primers all this time for no good reason. I'm just gonna, I do have bronzer and highlighter as well, so we can bronze this up quite a bit. But you know what, I'm the same colour as my neck, my ears. I've just taken the redness out of my skin, so I'm gonna look a little bit pasty for a while. And that's okay. That's a really nice foundation. It is quite matte, I find, on my skin. Very weightless. When you think of something that's going to last a long time, when it claims to be like 30 hour, you think, oh, that's going to be some heavy, heavy stuff. But no, it feels pretty weightless on my face. Okay, I think this might be my new thing. I do have one darker, so I might try one slightly deeper next time. Nice, very impressed. Okay, so for contour, I thought I would go for the I Heart Revolution Chocolate Contour Bar. This is a shade medium, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, medium? Oh, I guess it is kind of medium. We'll try it, hey. None of my brushes are clean, so I'm gonna have to use a bit of a strange brush for this, but if I use it correctly, it should be fine. What I might have to, oh, this is nice. I think I could use this as a bronzer. This is cool. This is just giving me that like perfect amount of shadow. Yeah, nice. So it's not over the top, which is great. This really isn't the brush to use to contour, but I haven't cleaned a load of my brushes because I keep just thinking, oh, it's fine, I'll grab some new one. I'm being extremely light-handed. This is another thing as well on with my with artificial lighting, you kind of need to be a little bit heavier handed. Okay, so what I got for blush was a little bit different. I thought it was really cute. And this is the Barry M Lip and Cheek Pen. What I liked about this though is that you have pretty much a whole wardrobe of lip and cheek, because each one undoes and just winds back into the bottom. Remember those pens or pencils you can get in school? It's kind of like that. I think that's also why I got a bit of nostalgia. Actually, that's a nice colour. Okay, let's try this. Let's concentrate it up here. I'm going to do like little circles, and then I'm just going to tap it out with my finger. I love a good cream blush at the moment. Stick it right up here. Cute. Oh, I really like this. And it's not sticky. I was expecting... I find sometimes that some drugstore cream blushes kind of have a little bit more of a stickier texture, but this is actually really, really nice. It's very velvety almost. Yeah. Oh, I like that colour. I wonder if it'll be interesting to see. I'm going to turn my lights on at the end. It'll be interesting to see if the shades almost like completely change. Yeah. Okay, I was going to use this. I actually have a different product for the lip. I really like this. Cute. Okay. I didn't realise I like smudged my own eyeshadow and I didn't even realise. Did anyone see that? So for lips, Pretty Little Thing actually make their own glosses. So I really wanted to try one out. I went for the shade, this is Bare Attraction. This one use a small amount, tiny little bit. It smells good. I'm just gonna use my concealer to like gradient that a little bit. Okay, so for lashes, I saw Pretty Little Thing had their like collaboration with Tatty Lashes. And I thought, what an incredible, I don't think I've tried Tatty Lashes before, so I thought this was a good opportunity. They're faux mink, so that's good. I just chose these because they're really kind of like wispy, but have that individual section, so a little bit more definition in a lash. Okay, wow, those are some lashes. They're actually really comfortable. I know they look really big, but they're actually really comfortable. Yeah, I like that flick. You know what I find with false lashes sometimes on myself is I find it really difficult to, because when I pinch them down, I find it really difficult to get them to stick back up. So this shape is perfect because it kind of actually just sticks back up itself. Let's turn all my lights back on so we can see how this looks in what's it called? Artificial lighting. So these back on. We'll turn on my side light just here. And this one. So look how my skin looks like a little bit smoother now. And I'm going to turn on my ring light at the front. Is my normal lighting. So you can see everything is kind of like just lit up from the sides a little bit more. The skin does look slightly more smoother. I would love to know if you think there's much of a difference between the different lightings and the makeup. If you think it makes a huge difference below. I did purposely, like I said earlier, move in front of a window so it would look a little bit more like natural lighting. Yeah, well, thank you so much for joining me. I really enjoyed using those products. This eyeshadow palette is really, really beautiful. So if you can get a chance to get your hands on this, like I said, linked below, and the blusher as well. Absolutely stunning. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you again to Pretty Little Thing for sponsoring this video. Please subscribe to their YouTube channel. It will all be linked below along with the products there for you. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.